Hey everyone, welcome back. Coach Megan here. I hope everyone had a good Monday. If you did not check out our video yesterday, we talked all about reviewing putting. This whole week, which is our 8th week of our virtual learning, is going to be all about reviews of everything we've learned so far, and then we'll have one final spring virtual programming week next week where we're just going to do a whole bunch of games. It's going to be great. All right, so yesterday we talked about putting. You remember we make our Y, we make our A, we go tick-tock. All right, and today we're going to talk about chipping and pitching. So the one thing we're going to talk about today is the one item we're going to change from putting to chipping or pitching is the golf club. There's a lot of different ways if you're a more advanced golfer that you can think about chipping versus pitching, but the way we're going to think about it today is just by our club selection. So if you remember yesterday, we used a putter. It has what's called a flat face. Remember, the face is the front of the head. This is the whole head of the club. This is the face. Remember, on a putter, the face is flat, straight up and down, so the ball rolls along the ground. Now, what I have here is I have two different irons, okay? So these are two of my irons. One is going to be used to pitch, and the other one will be used to chip. All right, so the first one I have is an 8-iron. And the other one I have is my sand wedge, which is a 60-degree wedge. Okay, so you'll notice a couple things that are different about these. I'm going to try and show them as easily as close to one another as I can. Let's get this good view right here. Get these club shafts. Let's give you guys a good angle, just like that. So if you notice, this 8-iron right here is closer to the putter in that it's more up and down. It does have an angled face like this, but if you look at it compared to my wedge right here, this wedge right here is much flatter. So think about putter, 8-iron, sand wedge. All right, and what do we think those different club faces are going to do? Well, if this 8-iron is closer to a putter, the ball is going to come off the club face closer to that it would do as a putter with a putter than it would for this. All right, so I'm going to first start by showing you kind of what it looks like. So let's talk about a chip and then a pitch. All right, so I'm just going to throw a couple balls toward you. So first of all, we have a putt, rolls along the ground. Again, putt, rolls along the ground. A chip is like a putt with a flying start. So it's going to end up like a putt rolling, but first it's going to travel a little bit in the air and then roll on the ground. Same thing, starts a little off the ground, then it ends up rolling, and then a pitch is going to go higher in the air and not roll as far. Higher in the air, but not roll as far. All right, so you can see I put all of those to very close to one another. All right. It really depends on what kind of shot you're trying to hit. You might hit a pitch if you're trying to, go over a sand trap or something like that, whereas you might hit a chip if you're just trying to barely get it onto the green. All right, so let's start with some chips. So just as a reminder, please make sure you're safe if you're doing this inside your home. I am using some foam golf balls here, so just make sure you leave yourselves enough space. All right, so my chip. And what I'm going to do with all three of these shots is make the same setup and swing as I did with my putt. I make my Y, my A, tick, tock. It's the face of that club that's going to do all the work to get the golf ball in the air. Let's make sure you guys can see me. I'm going to pull a little bit further back so that you'll have a little bit more room to see what the golf ball does. All right, do that. All right, I'm going to chip right towards the camera. Tick, tock. So it goes in the air a little bit, not too high, and rolls along the ground. Tick, tock, just like that. And one more. Tick, tock. All right, now let's do the exact same swing, but with my sand wedge. What do you think is going to happen? Is it going to go higher in the air, or is it going to stay closer to the ground? All right, let's see. Ready? So same thing, I'm going to take a practice swing. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Follow all the way through. Oops, see, I hit my wall a little bit there. But did you notice that it flew higher in the air? Let's try again. Tick, tock. All right. It also might not go as far with the exact same swing. Tick, our chip is just gonna go fly in the air just a little bit, but then roll a long way. And our pitch is gonna go higher in the air, drop, and then not roll out as far. Tomorrow I'll be back. We'll talk about some full swinging. See you then.